Hello, welcome to my channel. Today we have a John Doe, unidentified male, listed as African American. And I'm not sure if he's African American or not. I question this. Maybe he is, maybe he isn't, but this is what he's listed as. Bodies found September 12th, 1998. Have so many questions with this one. And I did mention him before with the missing persons, and I feel like the cases, of course, have to be connected somehow. He was found September 12, 1998, in Augusta, Georgia. Estimated age 50 to 99 years old. 5'8", estimated. No estimated weight. 50 to 99 years old. That's quite a difference, isn't it? Richmond County, Georgia. Found in an alley between 551 and 549 Broad Street in Augusta, Georgia. All parts recovered. Recognizable face. Recognizable face. Where's the picture? Usually you have a picture. Even if it's just a skull that's found, usually they do what they might have looked like, sketch or black and white kind of sketch. There's no picture, no image, just says recognizable face. Then it says brown, blonde hair. Blonde, brown hair. Body hair abundant. Facial hair description. The stubble on the facial hair is white, blonde to red stubble. White, blonde to red stubble. No, where's the estimated PMI? No estimated PMI. Estimated year of death is 1998. It does say they have brown eyes, gray brown, but that meant they had to have died right then to have the eye color. Did they have the eye color? I don't know. I question that as well because it doesn't say estimated PMI. It's one day or same day or anything like that. White, blonde, red stubble. 1998 African American male. That means their natural color of their hair is white, blonde, and red. So, I have questions. And it mentions the clothes and the sizes. It doesn't mention the size of the work boots, which is unusual. Tan brown work boots with white paint on them, stained. White short sleeve shirt, blue jeans, black woven belt, trousers, size 33-34. Levi Strauss with imprint, 683E. Size 33-34 pants. Recognizable face, 5'8". 5'8". So they probably wear, what, a 33-34. They're not very heavy set. That would be a 34-32 maybe. 34-30, 34-32, something like that. Okay. Found in Augusta, Georgia, September 12th, 1998. And in the alley, 551, 549 Broad Street. Okay, now we have that missing person who went missing August 15th. This is less than a month before they were found. A 46-year-old man, William Alvin Hamilton, Al they called him, went missing from Augusta, Georgia, on Broad Street, 533 Broad Street, which is the very next building over from where this John Doe was found in the alley. He went missing from the discotheque he owned. And it says the race is male, multiple races. It says he could have been anywhere from 4'9" to 6'11". He could have weighed anywhere from 80 to 300 pounds. They have no idea what his race is. Uncertain. Then it says white Caucasian. They're not sure of his race. They don't know his height. They don't know his weight. Something's not right here. I'm telling you, this does not seem right. Because normally they have an average height or weight. This doesn't make any sense. Okay, so In August 1998, William Al Hamilton, the manager of Downtown Dance Club, I was thinking he owned it, I guess he was a manager, the Discotheque, disappeared after leaving work. Later that morning, firefighters put out a fire at his home. Evidence later showed that he had been killed there. But no, his body wasn't found. And I don't feel like he was killed there. I question if this John Doe is him, because I feel like, I don't know how it could be him unless they put him in the freezer or something and then took him back out, or he wasn't killed right away. This says he was driving a 1987 Ford Tempo at the time, but I don't. It bothers me. It bothers me, and I feel like that whoever this is with a white, blonde, reddish stubble on their face, that natural color hair, could be William Hamilton. So then I look and I try to find a photo of what he might have looked like, and this is the only thing I could find. So he's got, it looks gray. I can't tell, but his eyebrows and stuff, I don't know if he has white, blonde, reddish stubble or not on his, if that's the color of his hair and stuff. But his races, it looks like, it doesn't look like his races are, it looks like they would know what race he is. And it looks like there's a possibility that he might have had white, blondish, red stubble on his face. Even if he had gray hair. I don't know. I really feel like it's right next door. It's right next door. Here's the discotheque. You can see right here, Discotheque Lounge. Right here. Where he went missing from, which is 533 Broad Street. And in the alley next door, 549 and 551, right in here in the alley back here, is where that John Doe is found. So he goes missing here. Is there a back door right in here somewhere? And then it just seems like, oh, they could have just taken him out of the back door and dumped him there. Off the roof? Dumped him there off the roof even? I don't know. It just seems like, well, this guy goes missing from here. This guy's found here. It just seems like it's him. It definitely seems like it has to be related because it's right there. How can it not be related? I think it's him. But it says African American. But still, the natural color of the hair coming out of the face is white, blonde, to red stubble. I really feel like that could be him. And then there's some case text on the internet if you want to read it. You can read that. Address is right here for the information. But it talks about them charging. The state has the burden of proof. Richardson versus State. About William Al Hamilton had not been seen since the early morning hours of August 15th in 1998. He had not been seen since then. That doesn't mean he died then. Hours later, his house was damaged by a suspicious fire, and his car and several bags of coins were missing. In the home, investigators found blood stains on a bedroom ceilings and walls that were evidence of the infliction of several blunt force trauma on the human being, but his body was never found. In 1999, appellant Rodney Richardson, the ex-husband of the victim's girlfriend, was convicted of the malice murder, burglary, armed robbery, arson, and theft by taking. He appeals the judgment of conviction. Appellant's trial commenced on August 30th, 1999 and concluded September 30th. Juries returned guilty. Was sentenced to life imprisonment. Anyway, he filed an appeal. You can pause this and read all this if you want to. The state presented evidence that the fire officials believed that the fire at the victim's home had to be suspicious origin because they discovered several points of origin, smelled gasoline, saw evidence of forced entry. A witness testified she gave him a appellant a ride to a site down the street from the victim's home a few hours before the fire. Another witness testified returned home early the morning of the fire with shoes were covered in red clay dirt, smelling of gasoline, with clothes in need of washing. Yet another witness found 2 bags of coins identified as the bag of coins missing from the victim's home in her back bedroom after appellant had visited. Several witnesses testified to the strained relationship between the victim and appellant. One witness recalled appellant had attempted to run the victim over with a tow truck in the victim's front yard. Another witness mentioned appellant was very upset the day before the fire upon learning the victim had secured the release from jail of appellant's ex-wife. Yet another witness testified appellant had asked the witness to obtain a baseball bat and help appellant jump on the victim the day before the fire. When the witness declined, appellant said he would take care of it himself. The state also played several audio tapes of conversation between appellant and his ex-wife that took place in her home after the fire and before his arrest. In those conversations, appellant acknowledged having killed the victim, though he had only intended to beat him, and having taken the bags of coins. Appellant contends the evidence was insufficient. So you can pause this and read it if you want to. A friend testified that the victim visited him every Monday and had not done so since the fire. That friend and a South Carolina probate judge testified that the victim was a court-appointed conservator for his sister and caretaker of his mother and had not cared for them since the fire. The victim's girlfriend testified that she had not seen him since the fire, that they had an appointment on August 16th to look at land which the victim did not keep, and that it was unusual for the victim to agree to do something with her and then fail to appear. So I'll scroll down so that you can pause it and read it if you'd like. I don't want to read it all, but I really feel like the John Doe found in the alley, what is it? You know, it's going to be, if there's a back door, it might be 6 feet away from the back door where that person was found, in the alley right there. I really feel like that could be him. That's what I feel. I couldn't find anybody else missing from the area that was reported missing. Maybe somebody wasn't reported missing. I couldn't find anybody else reported missing there. So I'm trying to find out, oh, well, maybe, give it the benefit of the doubt. Maybe it could be somebody else. Because how could it be him if he died that day, right? But what if he didn't die that day? What if he didn't die? What if something happened to him that day and he wasn't dead and he wasn't killed till almost a month later? The African American and not being multiple, because they'll list them as multiple races normally, recognizable face with a white, blonde to red stubble, natural colored hair. That doesn't make sense to me. Something's not right here. Maybe it's a typo. Maybe they accidentally did that. Okay, so we're going to look at some other missing persons. But that's the only person I could find missing. Augusta, Georgia, less than a month before that person was found. I really feel like that could be the stubble growing out of his hair. Could be that color. So we have this man. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Missing from North Carolina, 52 years old, 5'8". He disappeared after apparently driving to Raleigh, North Carolina, and bringing home 2 other immigrants. He was accustomed to going to Raleigh to meet with other Uzbekistanis, and it was normal for him to allow them to live with him at his home until they found work. He was last seen by his landlord getting into his vehicle. It gives a description of his vehicle, the VIN number, the license plate number, with 2 unknown males on September 12th. His landlord describes them as 2 younger males between 5'9" and 5'11", tall with stocky builds. Both were in their 30s. The day he disappeared, his landlord said she gave him direction to Nye's insurance office in Elizabethtown. She said he had been to Smithfield Packing Company and the Employment Security Office with the two men earlier that day, apparently trying to help them find work. He is known to be a reliable employee and tenant. He did not report to work, pick up his paychecks, or pay his rent. His personal possessions were left. Needed a pen in his home and disarray. Were usually left neat as a pen, but now they are in disarray except a small dictionary he used for translation. His landlord reported him as missing September 22nd. He has not been seen or heard from by his friends locally or his family in Russia. He had around $500 to $600 cash in his wallet, according to the landlord, plus his two paychecks, which were never cashed. So they used a translator to try to translate for him. You go pause this and read it. Members of a missing persons group found a translator to help tell a family halfway around the world that their loved one was missing. He had a wife, 2 children back in Uzbekistan. He regularly wrote letters, sent photographs. Foul play is possible. No sign of him. His Plymouth or the 2 suspicious tenants has ever been found. However, the skeletal remains of a man around his age wearing similar boots were found near Wilmington. No positive identification has been made on the remains, but it sounds like they found his remains. Black graying hair. But it sounds like they've found his remains and they just haven't been able to positively ID them yet. So I don't think that's going to be him in Augusta, Georgia. And we have this man missing from Miami, Florida in August 31st, 1998, 49 years old, 5'7", 170 pounds. It doesn't give any information. Strawberry blonde hair, blue eyes. Florida sedan, burgundy maroon, WBP66C, 1999. So maybe something happened with him in his car. Then we have Howard Kenneth Woolwine, missing from Martinsville, Virginia, 73 years old, August 15th, 1998, 5'8", 200 pounds. He walked out of the rear door the morning of August 15th, walked out of the rear door. The rear door of what? He walked out of the rear door of what? Does that mean he walked out of his back door around 6:15 a.m.? He's never been seen again. Does that mean it was his back door? So he's on foot. He's in Virginia. I don't think that's going to be him that's found. Next to the discotheque. Here's the discotheque. Here's the alley. If there's a back door right there somewhere, it would be like steps. So, anyway, I really feel like that's him. Call me crazy. And yeah, it's wild speculation, maybe, but maybe not, because it's got to be related, right? So if you have any information about who this John Doe might be, or what might have happened to William Alvin Hamilton, known as Al, and his remains, or what might have happened to any of these other missing persons, please contact authorities and let them know. If you have a loved one, family member, relative, acquaintance that is missing, make sure they are reported missing, because maybe this is someone that wasn't even reported missing. If you can't find them on NamUs, you don't feel like the investigators have put them into NamUs, you're not sure if they're actually missing, because you don't see them as on NamUs, then try to get them on the Doe Network and the Charlie Project. But I would try to get them listed everywhere I possibly could. Please don't forget to pray for their families, their loved ones. Feel free to leave comments, and have a blessed day. Bye-bye.